Hello, Commanders fans. Today we have some hot news that you can't miss, so get ready because there's a lot of important information coming. Before we start, we'd like to take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and stay up to date with all the news about our Washington Commanders. Don't forget to leave a like, which really strengthens our community and helps bring this content to the most passionate fans of the team. Now, without further ado, let's get straight to today's news. Commanders star backs Tyrie McLaren amid ongoing contract drama. McLaren has plenty of supporters looking for a new deal. Tyrie McLaren is still waiting for his new deal with the Washington Commanders. The wide receiver wants what he deserves. And there are reports that frustration with the lack of progress in negotiations is growing. A current teammate of McLaren's has expressed support for the wide receiver. And that sentiment is shared by the entire Washington fan base. There's been no word from McLaren about voluntary OTAs or Washington's mandatory minicamp. He's not going to risk getting hurt before making a bigger, longer-term financial commitment. The wide receiver has every right to take that approach, something he also did before securing his first contract extension with the franchise. No one is panicking yet. Trade speculation in the media is absurd. Adam Peters knows how crucial McLaren is to the team's plans. The question is finding a middle ground that works for both sides. Austin Ekeler backs Tyrie McLaren as Commanders standoff continues. Austin Ekeler wished McLaren luck in his pursuit of his money. The dual-threat running back believes the Commanders should give him whatever he wants. That's because of his dynamic playmaking ability, which has seen the former third-round draft pick out of Ohio State emerge as one of the NFL's most reliable targets. I wish him the best. For sure. Go get what you deserve, because you have a huge impact, not only on the team, but on the league in general. He's made a lot of incredible plays, especially after last year, what he did for us. He should be rewarded because he's a high-impact player and a high-value player for the league. McLaren's influence on the Commanders is undeniable. He's an exceptional performer on the field, a second-team All-Pro selection and two-time Pro Bowl selection, and set to break the franchise record for receiving touchdowns in a single season in 2024. He's also a revered leader in the locker room, someone others look to for guidance and inspiration. The training field is the time on the NFL calendar where teams can discover surprise packages that enter the cast and become useful contributors, like a huge target that is an interesting prospect for Washington Commanders. Converted quarterback Tyrie Jackson is a player to observe during the training camp, according to Zach Selby, senior editor of Commanders.com. He pointed out that former tight end Jackson of Philadelphia Eagles and New York Giants has 1.98 meters and weighs 119 kilograms. So if I get a spot, it would be a huge target. A horny reception threat with privileged knowledge of what the passer wants to target in lower areas of the countryside should be valuable to the Commanders. Mainly as part of a position group with an aged star, but supported by a disappointing young man, Tyrie Jackson can be valuable to the Commanders. Sensational pair quarterback threatens Jaden Daniels, won NFL in 2024, but the offensive freshman of the year is still improving his game and will be challenged by better prepared defenses for his skills this year. Precise short distance passes helped Daniels succeed during their first year, but the next step should involve pushing the ball vertically more often. Having a player with an incompatibility of size Jackson to aim would only make this task easier. The 27-year-old played in only 16 regular season games in 4 years and made only 7 receptions, according to Pro Football Reference, but his physical characteristics remain encouraging. Characteristics that Jackson demonstrated with this reception and race for the Giants in the last preseason, highlighted by Dan Schneier from CBS Sports. Schneier wisely identified Jackson's potential effectiveness within the red zone, its structure, and movement skills have already proven to be trumps near the goal line. Jackson turned his first significant reception into a 3-yard touchdown against Dallas Cowboys in the 2021 season. Few defenders will enjoy overthrowing a Jackson-sized player trying to advance to end zone. Commanders offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury would certainly be able to include Jackson in the dispute in a position that is still under development. Commanders are still looking for more at tight end. The 3-time Pro Bowler Zach Ertz is still a midfield reception machine, but he is also 34 years old, and there is no other credible reception threat in the depth table. The Commanders are emerging as a top landing spot for the $61 million defender. The Washington Commanders' defense proved to be something of an Achilles heel in the NFC Championship game against the Philadelphia Eagles, which led general manager Adam Peters to turn to free agency to bolster the defensive staff by adding names like Javon Kinlaw, Eddie Goldman, and Jonathan Jones this offseason. Given how aggressive the Commanders have been in improving their roster this offseason, could they be a great place for a former All-Pro safety who is still available in free agency? Commanders listed as one of the top landing spots for free agent safety Justin Simmons. Former All-Pro safety Justin Simmons is still a free agent right now, which led CBS Sports' Cody Benjamin to weigh in on some of the top remaining roster spots for the veteran safety heading into the 2025 NFL season. Well, Benjamin sees the Commanders as a realistic option for Simmons. Benjamin wrote, Simmons identified the NFC East's rising contenders as another team he'd be interested in joining earlier this offseason, and it makes sense. Not only is head coach Dan Quinn widely respected for his defensive prowess, but the Commanders could use more experience at safety, with free agent Will Harris currently pegged as the club's primary starter alongside second-year wideout Quan Martin. If Washington has its sights set on a title run, why not consider it? The other NFC East team Benjamin mentioned as an option was the Philadelphia Eagles, which would make some sense considering the defending Super Bowl champions parted ways with C.J. Gardner-Johnson this offseason. Benjamin added, this is a fit that makes all the sense in the world, hence why Simmons has publicly and repeatedly identified the Eagles as a preferred destination. Philadelphia could use a proven safety after trading defensive tackle C.J. Gardner-Johnson to the Houston Texans, and Simmons played some of his best football under Vic Fangio, who led the Eagles' defense to a dominant Super Bowl title in 2024. It's hard to imagine a more ideal short-term matchup. The Commanders added a plethora of veteran talent this offseason by trading Laramie Tunsil and Deebo Samuel in addition to their free agent acquisitions, which felt like an attempt by Peters and the rest of the organization to improve the roster to compete with the Eagles in 2025. A veteran player like Simmons, with All-Pro honors under his belt, could be a player who could make or break the Commanders' performance.